Hey guys, it's your girl LXL77, aka the Princess, and I put you probably thinking 2 videos in one day for me. This is the first, but it was just something I wanted to talk about. I haven't really talked about it with anyone, so I guess, just felt like talking about it now. So, this is actually, I don't know what I'm going to call this video, but this is going to be, I'll just get into it. Like a lot of people today, I grew up without a father. I was raised by my mother and her family. And, I mean, they were married, for a couple of years before I was born. But I guess around the time I was born, things weren't going too good. And they separated. I don't remember seeing any pictures of him when I was younger. I don't remember seeing any, nobody really just talks about it. When I'd ask about them, they'd say, oh, it's better, you're better off not knowing them. I remember one time when I was little, probably like 11 or 12, and I was in the back room and there was a knock on the door, and it was my mother. It's not my mother answered the door, and it was him. And he wasn't there to see me. He was asking, he wanted to talk to her about something. He didn't even ask about me. And, that hurt, but, you deal with it. And not honestly, I don't think you deal with it, you just accept it. And that's different. You accepted it that, you don't have a father in your life. And don't get me wrong, I'm very blessed. I have an amazing family, and I have male role models. And my mother, one thing of the many zillion things I'll always love her for is that she did not bring men around me. If she dated, I wasn't calling nobody uncle this, uncle that. The only time I met somebody she was dating is when they were very, very serious. She known him for a long time. She didn't play that, she didn't put me or put people, around me. You had to show that you were worthy to get to know me, for me to know you. You had to show that you were worthy. So that's great, because so many people right now, they just, leave their kids or introduce their kids to anybody. My mama didn't play that. But anyway, I just, dealt with the fact that I don't know who my real father is. I would say he could be walking down the street and I don't know him from Adam. Well, that changed last year when he unexpectedly, and if you see me looking down and watching my time, he unexpectedly showed up at my uncle's house on Thanksgiving. And it was really weird because we stopped having Thanksgiving at my uncle's house when I was, young, like, in middle school. But all of a sudden this year, he wanted to have it at his house, and everybody was like, okay, let's go, like, tradition, back to old school. And, for some reason, the whole day I was, like, frustrated, and I was just, like, before I got over there, I was like, but I went, and, we had fun, and it was cool, and we're, just kicking and talking, and all of a sudden, my cousin comes in the kitchen where I am because my mom and my uncle and his relatives are playing spades in the living room. And I don't get into that game because my relatives are too serious about spades. They be throwing them on tables for half. Give me my books. And I'm like, And so, anyway, my cousin's like, your mom said your dad's at the door. And I'm like, whatever. No, he's not. It's not funny. And then mom comes in with a cane in her hand and talking about, she's like, you know how you always want to meet your father? I'm like, yeah. Guess what? He's at the door. I'm like, no, he's not. She's like, yes, he is. And before I could get up, how about my aunt and my other cousin zoom past me? And I'm like walking in slow motion till I don't remember when I got up or what. I just remember going through the living room. I remember going through the living room. I just remember being outside and seeing my father. He's right here. And I'm looking at him. This man I've never seen before. This man that is half of me and I don't know who he is. And I wish I could say I handled it decently, and I was very calm, and I ran to him and gave him a hug, but I was pissed. I was past pissed. I don't think I've ever been that angry. And I went off. And I was wrong for that. And I went off, and he got the picture, he's like, okay, I understand. And he turned to walk away, and my aunt was like, hey, come here, let me talk to you for a second. I guess she, hoped that I would calm down, which I did. I calmed down, and I talked to him a little bit, and, he gave me his numbers and told me, where he'd been, and, all that stuff. And, a couple of months went by, and, I talked to him on the phone, and, my mom and him went to a movie, and, stuff like that. But I didn't really deal with it. I never really dealt with it. And everybody wanted to give me an opinion on how I should feel. But you can't really give me an opinion on how I should feel. And I'm not trying to give a pity party, but this person, my father, wasn't there for me at all. Now, he had, from what he told me, and what others told me, the way he was, he didn't need to be around me. But part of me is like, you had a child. You should have been better. If you knew that you couldn't be a father, then why did you become one? And so there's anger there, and there's pain there, even though I told him I forgive him, and I do, because he didn't need to be around me the way he was. And, God blessed me with a strong mother and a strong family, and I was provided for. I didn't go without, even though he wasn't doing his job. I didn't go without, but it still hurts. And, even my boyfriend, he's just, you should feel this, you can't tell me how to feel. You can't tell me how I should feel or what I should do. I gotta figure that out for myself. And as months went on, I just started feeling like, did you come into my life for me or for somebody else? What's the real reason? And, I guess I've been keeping it to myself too long, because, when you keep stuff to yourself too long, and, like, you get upset and you get frustrated, and the littlest thing will set you off. Somebody could forget to close the door. Why didn't you close the door? How many times I gotta tell you to close the door? You're not even mad at that. You're mad at what you're not dealing with. So, I just, I thank God that I was given the opportunity to meet my father, because so many people do not get the chance. So I'm not being ungrateful, but I guess I just really have to make a decision. I don't know, but I just wanted to breathe it out and talk about it. I'm not on here for a pity party. I'm not trying to get anybody to feel sorry for me, because you shouldn't, because I was very blessed, and I'm still blessed, and I have an amazing family. And, be careful what you ask. Be careful what you ask for. I would pray when I was young. I just want to meet my father. I just want to meet my father. I never thought that I would meet my father. But God decided it was time. And I met him. And it's not like I hold the past against him. But, it hurts. It hurts. And everybody wants me to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it, because I don't know what I feel about it yet. But I know it hurts, and it's frustrating, and that's all I know. So I am grateful that I got the opportunity to meet my father. I'm very thankful for that. Now that he's around, it's like, where do I go from here? I don't call him dad, because to me it takes more than sperm to be a father. And that's just my opinion. I call him by his first name. I have brothers and sisters I've never met. And he's like, I want you to meet him. And I'm like, what are we going to talk about? What am I going to say to them? But anyway. So, if anybody has any advice, feel free to leave a comment or send me a personal message. You know, I'm not trying to be on here all weepy or anything, but, you know, I just, into way. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.